I'm not the biggest fan of book talk drama because I feel like most of it's pointless. But I do feel like it would be healthy to have a different perspective. There's a lot of videos and drama going around after a couple big influencers are loving and reposting AI edits of the Boys of Tommen. A lot of people have been calling them weird and giving petty vibes, right? And they're like, this isn't normal. That being said, I agree with both arguments. I watched all their videos and read their comments, and it got me thinking. Here is where my thoughts went. We are perceiving these books differently. There's actually been research on how people, when they read, how they like react to certain books and things like that. That being said, there's 1,000 different ways people perceive books. So I'm only going to name two. There is one way where you are reading the story and you are an outsider looking in. You are a viewer, kind of like watching a TV show. So you're just kind of watching and seeing the action happen. You could still love the characters, be heavily involved, react to them, but you're kind of watching it. Then there are some readers who become those characters in the book. I feel like I fall along those lines. I become those characters. When I was reading Releasing 10, I was Lizzie. I was miserable while reading Releasing 10 because it was so dark and hard because anytime something happened to her, I felt like it was happening to me. So when Lizzie fell in love with Huey, I fell in love with Huey. And then when Huey fell in love with Lizzie, I fell in love with Lizzie. And that's kind of how I read, especially if it's in first person. I just get really attached to these characters. Like her thoughts are my thoughts, his thoughts are my thoughts. It's one of those things. That being said, just look at it at a different perspective. I think attacking people and saying that, oh, they're giving off weirdo vibes, and that's not necessarily true because if they're reading a book and they're basically hyping up Mark in the situation, then they're giving off petty vibes. If they're like, oh, I love Mark and Lizzie's relationship, that's loving petty vibes, okay? But if they're just loving characters love each other at the same age group and they love that for them and they love that, then that's just normal perception of reading a book. I just hope I can give a little bit of perspective on the matter, just kind of like looking at both sides. I just feel like it's a miss. People are missing on how people are perceiving it because both parties are correct and both parties can view it the exact same way and be correct. So hopefully that perspective can help and clear some air so we can stop attacking people. But other than that, I learned something new about myself because I really sat back and was like, how do I? Because I love Johnny Kavanaugh. But if someone was like, you're petty, I'm like, excuse me. Excuse me, honey. No, I do not like said child. I'm Shannon, okay? I am a Shannon in this story who loves Johnny. My grown ass doesn't love Johnny like that, okay? So, anyways, that's just my thoughts. Go ahead and put yours in the comments.